This is my third try. I keep trying to make tutorials for makeup for cosplay, because I notice a lot of the time, when I go to conventions, I see a lot of people not wearing makeup. Men or women, it doesn't matter. If you're trying to take a picture and you want to look good, wearing makeup's a really helpful way to do this. Now, I tried to do a tutorial earlier, but it actually ran out because I talked too much, so I'm just going to give you a quick explanation of how I did my face, and then move to eyebrows, eyeshadow, and lips. So what I did is first I put on a moisturizer. I used Aveeno Positively Radiant. It's a daily moisturizer with sunscreen in it. You always want to make sure whatever moisturizer, sometimes foundation you have, has sunscreen to protect you. It doesn't matter if it's cloudy or sunny or the weather. You always want to make sure that your face is protected from the sun's rays, because you don't want to burn, you don't want to hurt yourself. And if you're one of those people, you really don't want to freckle. So I did that. I used a concealer on my under eyes and any problem spots like zits or stuff like that. I used a matte concealer. You don't have to use a matte concealer. It looks like this. Studio Professional Concealer. It's one option. You can use stuff at the drugstore, anything that you really want. Make sure it's a good concealer though, and make sure it's made to match your skin tone. I also wanted to see if you have red spots or purple spots. Like down here I have purple spots, dark circles under my eyes. You want to take a look at the rainbow spectrum, and if you have red spots, you want to go for a color that's going to be the opposite of it to kind of even it out. So red to green and purple to orange. So that's one thing. Then I put on my foundation. I use Revlon Color Stay makeup. I have oily skin, so I use combination oily skin stuff. I put it on my face with my hands, which you don't always have to do. A lot of people use brushes or sponges, which is cool, but that's a good way to cover your face. Depending on the weather and how you're feeling, you don't have to put on full foundation. I like putting it all over my face. It's just something I like to do. And there you go. After that, I put on a powder finish just to keep it soft, matte. You want to bring this with you if you're actually going to a convention. It'll soften your face, and if your face does start to run because of the weather, it's a good thing to kind of powder it up and just make sure it's okay. I'm using a quick CoverGirl Sensitive Skin Pressed Powder in Classic Ivory. You can use translucent, whatever you really want. Make sure it matches the foundation and your skin tone as well. Then I went to blush. This is a MAC blush. It's a reddish brown. What it is, I didn't use a proper blush brush. Rather, I used a brush that looks like this, and I did a fish, and I kind of just rubbed it back and forth. You don't want to do circles because it's really artificial, unless you're doing like a kind of doll cosplay. That's a good option. So I used something called cubic satin powder blush. It works really well. It's kind of reddish brown color, but it works really nice. So I'm gonna go to my eyebrows right now. I'm using a double-sided eyeshadow brush. This is what I'm gonna use for eyeshadow, and this is what I'm gonna use for more eyeshadow smudging in my actual eyebrows. So I'm using a Smashbox Brow Tech Brunette, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the dark color and just put it right in here to fill it in. So just give me a second here. What you want to do is just make sure that you fill it in nicely. Don't want to go outside of the lines. We're not in preschool anymore, so that shouldn't be too difficult. Keep in mind your eyebrows do not have to be identical. It's one thing I've noticed. Everyone's always trying to make their eyebrows look exactly the same. They are not twins. They are sisters. They don't have to be identical. But just try to fill them in. Sometimes it looks funny, but that's okay. It's always weird when you start out doing it. So they are filled in for the most part. Just give me a second here. This one spot is bugging me. And then what you want to do is you have the Brow Tech. You just want to fill it in, use a wax that comes with it, and just kind of even it out. They have brushes for this as well, which work just as well, honestly. That eyebrow looks kind of funny now because it's uneven, but you get what I was going for. Okay. Next you want to do eyeshadow. Because I'm just doing something simple, I'm not going to put a lot of effort into it. I'm going to do a basic white. So you take this again. And I have a huge palette that I got for Christmas. And I'm just going to pick a nice, not white, but an ivory. So I'll just show you. Looks like this one right here. You can't see it again because the lighting sucks here. But it's a kind of ivory off-white. So I've got it on the brush. And what you want to do is just close your eye and put it in. I put it up to the crease. The crease is kind of where your eyebrow bends, and I fill in there. And I just put it on. Because this is so simple, I'm not going to put a lot of definition into the eyeshadow. You can honestly do whatever you'd like with the eyeshadow though. I mean, it's really a good place to accentuate your eyes, do other stuff like that. But because I'm doing something so simple here, I'm not going to put a lot of definition in there. So you got the off-white. It looks really distinct here, but it's got like a nice natural look to it in my mirror where I can actually see things properly. The next step is an eyeliner. I use Kat Von D liquid eyeliner. Any kind of liquid eyeliner really works though. You want to make sure it's a nice black. Brown works as well. I like black because it's a nice distinct line, really defined, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick short line, kind of turn it at the very end. When you first start out doing liquid eyeliner, you want to be really careful because it's easy to make things uneven or have a shaky hand. Even I'm still kind of getting used to this brush because I got it recently. And what you want to do is you want to let that dry. So I'm going to do that on the other side. There we go, both sides done. Closed eyeliner, and last step means I need to find my mascara. Just give me a second. I did not bring it out of the box. Okay, so this is, I use Maybelline New York Falsies. It's a good one because my lashes are really long and thick, and it catches all the lashes really well. I like doing it's got actually a bent curve to it. Don't be intimidated by that though, it's all good. So what you do is you pull your eye, which probably isn't that safe, and you get the bottom like this. So you first go down, then you pull them up. Everyone kind of has their own technique for doing their lashes. Either way, I don't know if you can see. Lots of lashes. You can do false lashes. I'm not really familiar with them. I'll try and figure out how to do those too. But this is just another option of something you can do. If you have thick lashes, it's really nice. Thin ones even then. This is a basic black as well. And there you go, there's that. For lips, there's a lot of options you can use. Because I'm doing kind of a simple look, I'm just going to use a lip balm. I'm just using Blistex Daily Conditioning Treatment. It's got a sunscreen again, because I'm really about protecting myself. So you just put it on. Let the natural lip color kind of come out. So there you go. That's just a nice basic cosplay simple look for a girl. Alright, enjoy.